Welcome to the final chapter. This is where everything you have learned from books, storytelling, visual system, and batching frameworks that finally become something bigger. Because content alone is not the goal, audience alone is not the goal, communities. Many people think they need 10,000 followers to start monetizing. Well, that's not true. You don't need millions, you don't need a viral hit every week. You only need 100 true fans. Just 100 people who trust you, 100 people who learn from you, and 100 people who feel connected to your way of thinking. And this video is about turning content into connection and connection into loyalty. Let's get started. There is a famous idea in creators world called as a thousand true fan theory. It says you don't need millions of followers to build a sustainable career. You just need 1,000 die-hard fans who support everything you create. But here's the real truth. Before 1,000 comes the first 100, and those hundreds are the hardest and most important because the first 100 will shape your entire brand. They decide what content hits, they decide what problems you are solving, they give you the early validation, and they give you the feedback when no one else cares. And they also become the early ambassador. Think of the first 100 as your founding community members. Every creator, every founder you admire, or every successful newsletter, creator led brand, or personal brand started with a tiny group of people who felt connected to their voice. So, how do you build yours? You don't get first 100 true fans by chasing virality. You get them by doing three things consistently. First is be identifiable and not perfect. The fastest growing creators are the most perfect. They are the most recognizable. Your tone, your style, your thinking, your angles. People don't follow because you are the expert. They follow you because you are the expert they enjoy learning from. Second is share in public consistently. Posting consistently doesn't build the reach. It builds familiarity, and you can't build a fan base if people feel like they see you only twice a month. Third is building a value too, not a content dump. Your content shouldn't just give the knowledge, it should give the clarity, confidence, direction, small wins, and perspective shift with emotional resonance. Value is not the information, value is a transformation. Even a micro one counts. Your first 100 true fans come from the people who say, I don't know why, but every time I see you content, something clicks, and that's the goal. See, content gets the attention, engagement builds relationship, and if content is the front door, your engagement is the living room. And here's how you master it without burning out. First is respond to the comment like a conversation, not the checklist. Most creators respond with a thanks, appreciate it, or well said. True fans are built when you reply with questions, follow-ups, clarification, encouragement, and personality. For example, a comment says, This was helpful, thanks. Instead of replying thank you, ask what part helped you the most. I can break it down further in the next post. Now you have turned a one-line interaction into a micro conversation, and that's how the loyalty forms. Second is asking a strategic question in your content. See, questions drive community behavior, such as the part of your content creation confuses you most right now. If I made a video breakdown my workflow, would you want it? Or what kind of example should I break down next? People love answering those questions that feel personal and relevant. And once someone answers three of your questions, they are no longer a viewer, they are invested. Third is feature your audience inside your content. This is a user generated content tool. This is one of the strongest community building tools. Take a comment, a DM, a question, a doubt, and turn it into a post or a video. Say things like a subscriber asked me this, or someone in my comment said, and one of you asked a brilliant question. This makes your audience feel like a partners and not spectators. And here's the fun part, people start commenting more because they feel they want to be featured. Fourth is build a micro habit, a 15-minute engagement window. You don't need to spend hours replying the comments. Instead, do this, a 10-minute replying and a 5-minute commenting on other creators. This creates a network effect. You show up everywhere, that leads to more people discovering you, that leads to the community growth, that leads to the comment, that leads to the more conversation and more loyalty. And this is how small accounts jump faster than old accounts getting stuck in a broadcasting mode instead of a community mode. This is where creators usually mess up. They try to sell too early, too aggressively, or too often. So let me give you the cleanest rule. If you have added the real value, you have earned the right to mention your work. But there is a way to do it naturally. First is use soft pivots. For example, this is the exact process I use with my clients. Or when I do branding audits, this is a mistake I see most often. Or inside my newsletter, I break this down with the real examples every week. And I do. If you are subscribed. This doesn't feel like selling, it feels like a context. Second, use transition storytelling. Such as, when I started taking content seriously, one thing changed. I finally built a system, and that system eventually became the offer I help people with today. People don't hate selling, people hate being interrupted. And if your offer comes from you naturally in a form of a story, it feels natural. Third is make your community feel like the insiders. Say things like, if you have watched this far, you have already part of my core audience. I share my deepest strategies in my newsletter and it's free. I am building a small group of people who want to grow their brand, and if you want details, DM me brand. This turns a general audience into a core circle. Time for the big truth. Your first 100 true fans are the ones who buy, they subscribe, they read every post, and they watch your long videos. They tell their friends about you, they trust your offers. And once you have built your first 100, your growth stops being linear and becomes organic, exponential, and compounding. Because your community becomes your marketing engine. And this is how the creators build brand, this is how founders build audience, and this is how the leaders build movements. If you have watched all my previous videos in this series, here's the recap. This series took you from understanding attention, mastering hooks, building systems, generating ideas, making visuals, batching content, structuring storytelling, and finally building a community. But now your journey has truly begun, because content is not about algorithm. It's not about reach, it's not about trends. Content is about people, and when you focus on people, you build something that platforms cannot take away. Your ideas, your voice, your community, your brand, and your impact. If this series gave you clarity, wait until the next course because we are going even deeper. In the next program, I will show you how to turn your content into a newsletter that grows on autopilot, a service that sells without being pushy, and a personal brand that positions you as a category leader. This is where the content meets business, and this is where creators become brand and brands become movements. See you in the next video.